Good morning.
Hi.
I'm Barry Stubbe, the mission leader here, and I am grateful to have this opportunity to share with you this time of gratitude for the work of this unit and a rededication of your Zen Den as a way of bringing another blessing into this whole space that has been such a place of challenging work and dedication on your part, and a place where so much compassion has been shown for patients who have been here being treated for COVID over the last year. This is the actual anniversary of the time that you began that work as a team caring for COVID patients. And so Chrissy has helped us line this up as a way of having a moment of gratitude for you and a time to bring another blessing to you as a team and into this space. So we are grateful to have you here as the gifts of our ministry who provide so much help to those who are struggling. And so I just invite you all, as you're here, just to take a breath and to be here, because you've probably walked away from something that wasn't this kind of mindset where you were. So just give yourself a moment to be present here, take a deep breath, let go of whatever else is kind of clamoring in your mind at the moment, and give yourself a few minutes just to be with this time, with this space. And I hope that you will all take a moment to go into the Zen Den and just experience what that space can do for you as you collect yourself from time to time here. And so as we begin, we may not have had enough of these, but most of you will have one of these folders as a guide to what we're doing together. And I'm going to turn this over to Lisa with carrying the words of lament that have been collected about your experience over the past year.
Thank you. I'm Chaplain Lisa. If you want to follow along in your brochure, I'm going to start out with a reflection leading into a lament. With spring comes new life, a new beginning, a new season with light and warmth. We look to a new season of hope and restoration and acknowledge the need to be gentle with ourselves, making room for grace and nurturing it toward others. This year has brought with it many losses and leaves in its wake the need for healing and restoration. Little did we know that the declaration of pandemic would expand over a year. Life came to a halt and time seemed to escape us, as milestone after milestone was put on hold or skipped altogether. We remember those whom we have lost over this last year. The suddenness and finality weighs heavy on our hearts. We remember those who did not get to say goodbye or feel the warmth of the hand last held. Those who said goodbye over video or phone calls. Those who kept vigil and offered a gentle touch in last moments. Those who were forced to change jobs or units. We remember you and how you continue to pour out and give of yourselves in a time of uncertainty when at home you were trying to manage life that was turned upside down and swept sideways. For those who had to work extra shifts and tend to family needs, we honor you. We see you. We hold you in prayer. Lament is a passionate expression of grief and sorrow. This lament was created from the words of our caregivers here, your words, reflecting on this last year on 10 South. Though this begins with words of lament, your thoughts pivot from sorrow and lament to words of hope and encouragement. We feel less alone when we hear the words of others and we name the paradox of joy and sorrow in this time of COVID. Hear these words, your real and raw words of lament. Please join in this responsive reading by Chaplain Amanda with Remember as she reads each section.
Yeah, follow along with me. After being on the unit for so long, seeing some move from 6A to 4A and now to 10 South, loss is one of the first things that comes to mind. Each time we moved, we said goodbye to half of our staff. Some left for other units. It was disheartening. And together we say, We remember. Being thrust onto the COVID unit with no say. We did the best we could through the constant changes every day. It was the toughest year of my life and only the beginning of my nursing career. We remember. Repeated disappointment in systems, this all weighs heavy on the heart. Confusion and uncertainty describes my time on the unit. Policies, requirements, patient populations were ever changing. We remember. Some moments were hard, watching patients succumb to this pandemic, relatives giving up on their loved ones. May our dear Heavenly Father comfort them. We remember. I want to be a compassionate nurse, but it's difficult when your job isn't supporting you as well. There is disappointment in the system, but not in fellow coworkers. We remember. Trying. Shock. WTF. Loss. Exhaustion. Maintaining. We remember. I feel like our staff have risen to the challenge for the first time. I feel like the rest of the hospital respects us and takes us seriously. I just wish that it didn't take a pandemic for that to happen. We remember. After 6 months, now I can say it's an awesome experience. I think our team is growing. My coworkers on 10 South are some of the best people I've ever met and deserve the world. We remember. It has been a challenging time of epidemic, but I am grateful to my team. The 10 South team is up to standard. Full support we accord to each other. I can't recall any moment that I didn't get help when I needed it. We remember. Our team went through many challenges over the last year and faced the challenges of working with COVID patients with grace, kindness, and humility. Our team supported each other, patients, families, and all those who floated into the unit to help us. We remember. It's been difficult, but the teamwork and support that we've given each other has made it doable. Wonderful is how I regard this team. The atmosphere and friendly attitude of my new coworkers has been a joy since I joined this team. I have the support of core staff when I need it. Everyone has been so nice and helpful. We remember. Courage, dream team. Perseverance, compassion. We kicked major ass. Our team had been nothing short of amazing. Thanks, guys, and let's keep it up. We remember. Now let's take a moment of pause together in silence to reflect on these words.
Hi, everyone. Powerful words, right? And this is from your caregivers. I'm Karen Larson Pollock. For those of you who I have not met, I'm the Executive Director and Chief Quality and Analytics Officer up here. And I'm so honored to have been asked to speak on behalf of the executive leadership team in Providence today. And I want to take a moment to just acknowledge what you all have been through in this past year. Not just as a team, and we heard that theme all the way through, and what a remarkable team you have been, but really what you personally and professionally, individually have gone through this past year. All of the changes, all of the craziness inside and out. And it's one thing to work in a high stress environment that is so important, but to be able to clock out and to go into a world that's semi-normal. But it's totally different when you go out and that, whoever had phrased it, the world sort of spun on its axis. And there was no sense of normalcy out there, right? All of the PPE changes that sometimes changed daily, sometimes changed hourly. Trying to figure out how you could buy toilet paper, which is our biggest thing, and who thought that would be a thing, right? How are you going to figure out how to get food when everything's getting stocked up? And how are you going to be able to let your loved ones and your elderly parents know you care for them when you can't hug them and you can't see them? And how are you going to figure out virtual school with your kids, which I had to do this past year, and it's been an interesting year, right? And so I want to really acknowledge just how chaotic this world was and how incredible you are to have been able to maneuver and work your way and really thrive through it, even though some days it may have felt like that was it for you. And what I want to say to you is what's hit me over the last few weeks is I feel like in healthcare, we just work, right? We're just heads down, we're gonna solve it, we're gonna do it. But we don't often take the time to pause and take a step back and tell someone how much we appreciate them and how incredible they are. And so that's why I'm here today, is to let you know how much we appreciate what you do every single day and how you embody our mission and our values. And for me, it's how you show up for your patients, how you have shown up for their family members and their loved ones and their friends who many times could not visit them and could not see them. And you were there for them on both sides. And clearly we heard those words in the lament about how you showed up for each other. And that is so important in this. And for that, we so appreciate you. And for that, I say thank you, because it's how you show up every single day. And then you turn around and you show up for your family and your friends outside of here. And that's courageous. And so I'd like to wrap up and say thank you on behalf of the executive leadership team and this organization. Thank you for being you. Thank you for what you do every single day. We actually have a gift for you right here from the executive leadership team that we wanted to make sure that you knew and could see daily just how much you are appreciated. And we may not be able to say it to you every single day, but I hope when you come in the Zen-Den, you know that you are so appreciated by this organization and our leadership team, and we thank you for what you do every single day. And I'll leave you with this. I hope that all of you sometime this week take just a few moments to reflect on who made a difference for you this past year. And it could be a friend, family member, coworker, but consider reaching out to them and telling them just how much you appreciate them, whether it was something they did for you or a word that they spoke to you, or maybe just listening to you in silence. But I encourage you all, take a moment and reach out to them, because I know they would appreciate it. And we do too little of that. We can be more intentional about showing people that we appreciate. So thank you.
Thank you, Karen. As we see this group of people around this area, and remember those that are part of your team that aren't here right now, we see the gifts and treasures of Providence. You are the ones who make a ministry work. And you, as the people of Providence, are the most important resource. And resource isn't a personal word enough. You're the most important gifts that we have that make a ministry what it is, the heart that it has, the hands that it has to serve people. And so, as we have this this Zen-Den having been refurbished to be reclaimed as a space for you to go into and to kind of collect yourself, to catch up with yourself. Know that you are in the presence of those that were founding this ministry, the Sisters of Providence, who had a practice of working hard, of giving themselves to a ministry, but also had a practice of stepping back and finding a center and finding community together. So you are, even as you have carried on that tradition of working hard and serving people diligently, taking a break and breathing is part of that tradition as well, so that you care for yourself, that you care for each other. And that's why this room is so important. And it's also perhaps an image of your own internal space. Where is your internal Zen-Den that maybe needs some reorganizing and reopening after this year-long experience that still goes forward? Maybe as you go into the Zen-Den, it's a chance to go into yourself a little bit too and say, how can I open up a space for myself just to be and to breathe and to kind of recover from the things that are demanding my attention and demanding my energy, so I still have that energy to be the kind of person I want to be in this. And so there are a number of gifts in the Zen-Den that are there for you as cues to do that reflective work. And we'll be calling those out in this this next section on gifts and intentions. So may the flowing waters of the fountain be a calming reminder to take time to drink from the water of life and be soothed by the flow of life's purpose for you. As candles are in place to bring a focus to light, may you remember to refuel the source of life and light in you when you find yourself burning the candle at both ends. May the small Zen garden and the greenery of the new growing plants feed your breath and give your spirit space so that you may time to restore your whole self and sustain that self. We also hope that the clearing and refurbishing and refilling of this Zen den serves as a metaphor for your own internal space and your care for yourself. May you find moments of peace to refresh and open yourself again to your sense of meaning, your source of strength, and your place of peace. And you've been given a stone, and if you haven't gotten your stone, Christy will have that for you. Little white stone that you can take with you as a reminder of this time, of this rededication, as a way to carry with you that reminder to take that time to pause, take that time for a break. And stones are often used to mark a place for memory. Many of you have painted a stone with a message that will be kept here in this space as a way of marking the memory of this past year and as a signpost into the future of your service together. We also invite you to receive that special white stone brought for this occasion to serve as a memory in your own place of your connection with this work and the gratitude that we hold for you. And so, as we set our intentions here, we hold this space, this Zen den, this space of this unit for service in a time of uncertainty with the intent of love and compassion as an act of steadiness, looking forward in hope. It's also an opportunity for us to reclaim our connection with the mission of this ministry, and I invite you to say the mission statement together with me. As expressions of God's healing love, witnessed through the ministry of Jesus, we are steadfast in serving all, especially those who are poor and vulnerable. And I'm going to bring out our Tibetan singing bowl to have a blessing for this space as we bring the bowl. And, oh, Lisa, do you want to ring that for us? You hit the side. There's not enough hands here, so we have more. We cooperate and create hands for each other. So when I say the value word that's bolded here, we can say that word together, and then that's when we'll ring the bowl. So we ring out the value of compassion. That we embrace those who are suffering and extend comfort for their spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being. We ring out the value of dignity. That this may be a space in which we respect the intrinsic worth of every person, and that we recognize each interaction as a sacred encounter. We ring out the value of justice, seeking the wisdom to empower our patients to move through their time of vulnerability to a place of full participation in life and community. We ring out the value of excellence, that we may continue to strengthen our compassionate, safe, and reliable care and hold ourselves to the highest standards. We ring out the value of integrity, that we may prove true to our values in this work, and that we may be marked with honesty, courage, generosity, humility, and simplicity. Thanks, Lisa. Teamwork, thank you. We have an IV line here as kind of a symbol of a lifeline that that we carry between each other. An IV line is a lifeline that we have for our patients to receive the medication that they need. And it's also a way that we can make a connection with each other. We are not going to string everybody together physically with this IV line, but it's kind of a symbol for the way that we're connected with each other. And so we want to close with a message of hope. This hope is not that we will be able to return back to normal or that there would even be any permanent relief from COVID in sight. We can only speak of progress if we have an end goal in sight. The vision I cast is the vision that I see before me of people standing together. And my hope is that our encouragement is this, to invest more in taking care of each other, of looking after each other. There's also an Arab proverb that states, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This pandemic is far from over, and it's not the COVID pandemic, it's the mental health crisis. And you are already doing this, taking care of each other. May that abound more and more, especially in these coming days. And so, hear this benediction. You are important. More than your work, more than your care. You are who you are as a person is vital. This line is a symbol of our connection to one another. This work has drawn us together, but our love and attention for one another is our lifeline. Go with the strong reminder that as this year has bound you together, so abound in your love and care for one another. Take 5 minutes to get to know each other each day. Burst out in new ways to bless and compassionately bear each other's burdens. Exude excellence in making each other laugh. Deepen and broaden the family that you already are, and continue to ease each other's ways. Hold on to holding on to one another, and as you do, you may see the ripple effect of your care for one another overflow into the astonishing advancement of care everywhere. May you be the healing balm of those around you. May you find comfort in the kindness of smiling eyes behind a face mask and goggles. May you find warmth in knowing you are seen, cherished, and loved. And may you be held in God's loving care now and in the days to come. Amen. Thank you so much for all that you have given and are giving as represented here by your being here today. Thank you for taking these few minutes of your time also to come to this important time to connect and to hear some words of gratitude, but also to find a space for yourself to be refueled to continue this work. And thanks to Chrissy for pulling this all together and for the many hands that have been part of this work.
It's a village, there's many people involved.
God bless you on your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you guys stay on for 1 minute? I just wanted to show you guys the Zendan. They're going to mute it. 1 second. Thanks, Josie.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone attending. I snuck up there early this morning and took some pictures of the Zendan. And a lot of this was donated, but Chrissy was the lead on this. And this is the new, there is a couch in there, but it is a beautiful, a little oasis to go and reflect and take some time. So I just wanted to show you guys these pictures. That is in the new Zendan. And from my understanding is that staff took these rocks and decorated them for that space. So
Beautiful, very nicely done.
thank you so much for you guys to join on Teams. This will also be recorded and uploaded on the nursing webpage. So thank you so much. Everyone have a wonderful day. Bye.